Hello everyone, my name is Silver Nocturne and welcome back to my guide series for Titanfall 2. In this episode, we're going to cover my favorite, and in my opinion, the best Titan in the entire game, Tone. This guide is split into 4 parts, and timestamps to each part will be in the description. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tone's primary weapon is the 40mm tracker cannon, a semi-automatic cannon that fires explosive rounds. This weapon is perhaps the best anti-pilot weapon in the game. One hit will kill a pilot, but the explosive damage also means you can clear out pilots you can't see who are hiding in rooms. It is a skill shot, but is much easier to learn than many of the other Titan weapons. Each cannon round deals significant damage, and adds a tracking lock onto an enemy Titan hit. At 3 hits, the lock will turn red, and you can use Tone's ordnance ability, Tracker Rockets. Tracker rockets are missiles that can only be used after full lock is acquired on an enemy Titan. These rockets deal very good damage and will arc around obstacles to hit the enemy, so don't be afraid to shoot them directly into the air or to the side of the enemy. Tone's defensive ability is Particle Wall. Tone places a defensive barrier in front of him, which can be shot through, will block enemy attacks, and can sustain a fair amount of damage before it is destroyed. This ability is what makes Tone so dangerous. Gun on gun, Tone is evenly matched with other Titans. But with defensive wall up and negating all enemy damage while Tone is still attacking, Tone can outgun almost every enemy. Tone's tactical ability is Sonar Lock. Tone fires a projectile that after it lands sends out a pulse that catches enemies in its radius and portrays them on the minimap, as well as outlining them in orange. This works the same way as Pulse Blade does, but also grants one tracker lock to each enemy Titan in its radius. Finally, we have Tone's core ability, Salvo Core. Upon activation, Tone will release a barrage of rockets with enough damage to almost destroy any enemy Titan. These rockets will follow where Tone is looking, but if you are locked onto an enemy, it will prioritize that target and curve to find them. This core can deal insane damage, and its tracking ability makes it one of the best cores in the game. Tone has a very straightforward damage combo. You shoot until you get 3 locks on an enemy, rocket, and then repeat until the enemy is dead. His other abilities serve to help this process, but this combo is the essence of Tone, and if you can do this well, you'll master Tone in no time. When you have your core up, a good damage combo is to hit them 3 times, core, and then fire your tracker rockets, as activating your core does not get rid of your tracking marks. Tone has a lot of damage, so with skilled use of cover and sonar pulses to find the enemy, no one can stand in his way. As far as positioning, you can be anywhere you want with Tone because he is great at any range. You have exceptional long-range combat however, so if you can, try to engage the enemy from medium to long range, with open areas for you to dash around. Killing the enemy is easy with Tone, but to be a great Tone, you need to be able to not take any damage in return and stay alive as long as you can. With Particle Wall, Sonar, and good use of cover, you should only ever need 1, maybe 2, Titanfalls per game, especially if you're good at picking up battery. There are a few tips that will definitely help in your Tone gameplay. First off, note that Particle Wall will block everything except for Northstar's Plasma Rifle and the Charge Rifle. If enemy pilots lock onto you with the Archer, or you're being attacked by any other projectile, throw down your wall as soon as you can, as it has a relatively short cooldown. Unless you're in battle or about to be, don't be afraid to just spam it. Your wall will also block from both sides, so if enemies are attacking you from behind, drop your Particle Wall and keep on running to avoid damage in the back. If you see a battery on the ground, a good tip is to use Particle Wall in front of the battery before you disembark, so that when you pick it up, you're safe. As far as sonar lock tips, you can arc it pretty far, and the fact that it makes enemy pilots appear in the minimap means that you can use it to plan your strategy very effectively. If you're in Bounty Hunt, about to disembark to deposit money, throw a sonar onto the bank to see if there are any enemies around. This ability can help your team out immensely, so spam it as much as you can, and try to put it up at choke points or objectives. Tone can beat any other Titan in the game, but to do so effectively, you need to be aware of how to play to your strengths and the enemy's weaknesses. Against the Scorch, you want to stick to range. You have great damage from long ranges, and a Scorch has no way to engage you, so simply stay back and you'll be able to take him out. Do note, however, that if a Scorch can engage you in a tight area or choke point, his area of effect damage can be deadly, especially since your Particle Wall will not stop his fire. Against the Ronin, you want to stick to similar tactics. Always try to keep him at range, and if he comes towards you, back away as quickly as you can, all the while shooting him. He has a very low health bar, so unless he flanks you and hits you while you're unaware, you can always win a one-on-one against the Ronin. Northstars can outrange you by quite a bit, and can be quite hard to land shots on them. Against the Northstar, get into medium or close range, and it'll be game over for them, as Northstar has no escapes and a tiny health bar. Your biggest threat will be Legion, the king of the battlefield. He has a huge health bar, and has the same, if not more, damage than you at range. Fighting a Legion can be hard, but it is possible and there are two main methods. The first is to be close with lots of cover to lead him on a goose chase. He is slow, so if you can get a shot and dash away to cover, and combine this with sonar pulse and tracker rockets, you can definitely take him down. The other way is to keep him at medium to long range. This is more often than not the engagement you will find yourself in against the Legion. In this scenario, use your particle wall as much as you can, and try not to fight without it up. When you shoot, make sure you aren't shooting his gun shield as well. This method can be trickier to do effectively without losing much health, but remember, you definitely have enough damage to take Legion down. Ion is your other main threat, but this is mainly because of his vortex shield. All of your attacks count as projectiles that Ion can reflect, including your ultimate. If he just vortex shields your tracker rockets and flings them back at you, combined with his own shooting, he can take you out fairly quickly. He does need to aim his redirected bullets back at you, however, so if he does catch your attacks with a shield, get to cover or dash away. You want to try to shoot your rockets and core from a distance with Ion, making full use of the fact that they will curve to him, so you can even shoot them straight up into the air. Do this, and Ion will be helpless to stop you. Well, there you go guys, that's my guide to Tone. You are the best Titan in the game, and killing the enemy is child's play. If you follow the tips in this guide, you will be able to dominate the battlefield. If you enjoyed this guide, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. This is Silver Nocturne, signing out.